Well, I came to know Jesus by His grace. I wasn't looking for Him, and there was a man that shared the gospel. I was at a point in my life where I was hurting. I had accomplished all the things of this world. I had money. I had success. I had all the things that I had ever wished for when I was growing up as a kid, but only to get to a point at age 37 where I knew I was bankrupt inside. I was like dead man's bones. On the outside, my life was in order. I was a moral guy. I had all the right thing. I did all the right things, but inside, I had the sense there was something missing, and I couldn't fill it with success, and I couldn't fill it with the money that I had, and then I couldn't even feel it being good. And then this guy shared the gospel, and it was over lunch. He said, we have one thing in common, you and I, is that we're both sinful people. Whether you've lied, stolen, cheated, sin is sin. And I said, okay, yeah, you're right. So we're both sinful people. And then he said, yeah, but there's a difference between you and I. And he said, do you want to hear that? And I asked him, sure, let me know. What's the difference between you and I? And then he really killed me with this, because he said, when I die, Aurelio, I'm going straight to heaven. But when you die, Aurelio, you're going straight to hell. And I had never heard that in my life.
People don't use words like that today. I mean, was that astounding to you? Did that bother you a lot? It just kind of blew you away?
Yeah. Well, yeah, it got my attention. Mm-hmm. It got my attention that I couldn't work my way into heaven, that I didn't deserve it, that I was a sinful person stuck in my sin. But then, this is the greatest thing, then he shared a way out, and the way out was Jesus Christ. And all I knew about Jesus was that he was the Son of God. That's all I knew. Mm. I had no idea why he was put on the cross. I had no idea why he died and why he rose. And that morning, or that afternoon, man, I gave my life to the Lord. I humbled myself. I said, God, forgive me. I know I am a sinner. Please, Jesus, come into my heart right now. Forgive me. I need you, Jesus. I believe in you. And that was the beginning of my life. I mean, it's been 11 years. And for me, where I was in my life, I was this close to suicide, because I knew nothing can fill the emptiness. And that day, I gave my life to Jesus Christ. And it's rare that I forget that I would have been in hell right now.
Mm. People like yourself, you were an immigrant from Cuba. Your family got out after Castro came, but you came, and you didn't have a lot of hope for your future, but you really had built a couple of businesses. And in the eyes of how most of us would look at someone in the world, you were doing pretty well, weren't you?
I think that was the worst thing about it, is that everyone assumed that I had everything, because from the world's perspective, with the big house and the fancy car and the beautiful wife and the great family, you would have said, this guy has everything. And I played the role. I got good at playing the role with the big smile all the time. But inside, nobody would ever ask me, hey, is there something missing in your life? And I was like, when this guy asked me, is there something missing? It was the first time anyone's ever asked me that. Is there something missing? And I was blown away that this guy would even care for me that much to ask me, in spite of all the things that you have, is there something missing? And I was, yeah, there's something missing. I don't know who I am. I don't know where I'm going. I have no reason to even live, because I don't even know why I'm on this earth. So I had everything except the truth.
But you had nothing.
I was this close to suicide. I remember being in New Zealand vacationing with Peggy and my kids, and I remember it was so hard for me, because my life was perfect, but yet inside I was like dead man's bones. Inside I was full of pride. It was always about me. greed. I remember having $1 million and $2 million wasn't enough. And if I could only have $5 million. Man, if I could have $10 million, then my problems are going to go away. Then I'll have somebody. People will like me. My life will be complete. 15 million will do it. No, if 20 million's the ticket. That's what's going to help me. Can you imagine? And as each step went up, there was nothing there.
And there's never enough when you're going down that road, is there?
There's never enough. That's the reality. You're chasing something instead of chasing the truth that Jesus loves you, that he's compassionate, that he's loving, that he's forgiving. I mean, the God I know is not the God I used to know. The God I used to know, he was righteous and holy and way up there. And then there was me down here. The God I know today is inside of me. I mean, I am more aware of my sin today than I was 10 years ago. But with that, I'm more aware of his grace. His grace. Grace is something you don't earn, you don't deserve, but by believing in Jesus, you receive. It's the best. It's everything. I mean, Jesus Christ in my life, man. There's nothing like that. There just isn't. The hope that he's given me, the promises that he's given me, I know that I will be in paradise someday. Do you know that? And you can work as hard as you can, and you can be good as you can, but nothing can fill the emptiness and nothing can give you life like Jesus Christ.